The Darksaber. What is it? And how did it come to be? What will this mean for Season 3 of The Mandalorian, even? Well, sit back, relax, grab a glass of blue milk, take some death sticks, and come chat with me as I take you on a history lesson in the galaxy far, far away. And what a ride it's gonna be. The Darksaber has had quite the interesting history in the Star Wars galaxy. Probably one of the most interesting stories that have been told in the universe. There is and has only ever been one Darksaber throughout the years. It is a very unique and elegant saber that has been passed down, I say in quotation marks, by generations throughout the Mandalorian history. The Darksaber was created over 1,000 years ago, before the events of the prequels. Its wielder went by the name of Tar Vizsla, the first ever Mandalorian to become part of the Jedi Order. During his time as a Jedi Knight, Tar Vizsla created the Darksaber, and throughout Mandalore, that saber became a symbol of leadership and power. Tar Vizsla even went as far as becoming ruler of Mandalore at one point during his life. But once he finally had passed, the Jedi Order took the Darksaber and locked it up in the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. And there it sat for a very long time, until the descendants of House Vizsla snuck into the Jedi Temple and took back what was rightfully theirs. The Darksaber was then used to unite the Mandalorian people, and the next Vizsla to wield it struck down anyone who dared oppose their rule. During the time of the Clone Wars, the Darksaber still sat in House Vizsla and was wielded by Pre-Vizsla, who was voiced by Jon Favreau, showrunner and creator of The Mandalorian. But during the Clone Wars, Mandalore has changed pretty significantly. Before in the past, the Mandalorians were these really intense warriors that went around making sure the galaxy knew who they were. They were true conquerors in the galaxy, but now they are trying to be more peaceful under the rule of Duchess Satine. But while trying to transition the Mandalorian people, a radical group under the control of Pre-Vizsla named Death Watch commits acts of terrorism on Mandalore, trying to bring back the more violent and old ways of their people. And from here, I can only assume that Death Watch are the ones that created the Children of the Watch and the Foundling program, because Din himself was saved by a member of Death Watch when he was just a young boy during the Clone Wars, which we can see during Season 1 of The Mandalorian. During this time of Mandalorian's transition, where tensions were high and people are divided, Maul was still on his warpath causing chaos and destruction wherever he went, trying to gain whatever kind of power he could. And where else better to go than, that's right, you guessed it, Mandalore. Here, Maul and his brother Savage met with Death Watch, and the two groups came to terms with one another. Pre-Vizsla and Death Watch align themselves with Maul, and together they take back the control of Mandalore away from Duchess Satine. However, shortly after, Vizsla questions Maul and retaliates against him, challenging him in hand-to-hand combat. It is here where Maul then kills Pre-Vizsla, and since Vizsla was the one who wielded the Darksaber and was defeated, the Darksaber now belongs to Maul. Part of the rules that come with the Darksaber is if you win in a fight against whoever wields the Darksaber, whether you kill them, injure them, or even disarm them, the saber then belongs to you and it is yours to wield, which makes me very curious as to how Moff Gideon got it, but I'm getting way ahead of myself here. Now with Maul in possession of the Darksaber and taking the throne of Mandalore with his loyal members of Death Watch, Mandalorians such as Bo-Katan, sister to Duchess Satine, were forced to flee, because they did not want to be under the rule of Maul, a non-Mandalorian. But this transfer of power would be short-lived, and due to the length of this video already, and the subject matter, I will not be covering the events of the Son of Dathomir comics, and will be skipping ahead to tell the rest of this story. Just know, Maul was captured by Darth Sidious, and then was shortly freed by Death Watch, and that's really about it. By the time the Clone Wars started to end, Maul lost many of his forces and control, and was then eventually kicked off of Mandalore and taken into custody of the Republic by Ahsoka, and as well as some clone troopers. But this all took place literally during the events of Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, So by the time the Republic had him in custody aboard the Venator-class Star Destroyer, Order 66 then broke out, with the clones turning on Ahsoka, and with only Rex there to help her, she had to look to Maul and free him to get his help. From there, Maul was able to make his escape and flee to his homeworld Dathomir, where he began a new criminal underworld called Crimson Dawn, which appeared in Solo, a Star Wars story. From here, we really don't know what happened during this time, and what all happened to his criminal underground, but we do know that he eventually ended up losing control of the Darksaber. He did, however, keep the Darksaber in a place of honor for 17 years, until he met young Ezra Bridger and that merry crew of rebels. Maul invited the rebels to his hideout, and from there, Sabine Wren, a Mandalorian, took the Darksaber from him, and was now the wielder of it. Sabine got some training eventually with the Darksaber under the guidance of Jedi Knight Kanan Jarrus and a fellow Mandalorian named Fenn Rau. When she was ready, she then went over to the Mandalorian space to unite her people to face in a battle against a growing Imperial occupation there. From here, Bo-Katan comes back into the story and joins the fight, and afterwards, Sabine then passes the Darksaber over to her. However, the Empire didn't take too kindly to this uprising, and as of right now, we really don't know much of what happened here. We only know that the Mandalorians were nearly wiped out during this event, ominously called the Great Purge. Many Mandalorians lost their lives, and their armor was taken by the Empire and smelted down into these blocks of Beskar. And in this, somewhere along the road, Bo-Katan lost her control of the Darksaber, and it got into the hands of Moff Gideon, who was a member of the Imperial Security Bureau during the Great Purge. And from here, in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, we see the Darksaber go from Moff Gideon to Din Djarin during a fight where the Mando bested Moff Gideon. We then get this absolute tense scene between Mando and Bo-Katan, with Gideon talking about how he just can't give the Darksaber to her. It has to be won in a fight. And it leads to this great tension between the two in a stare down. And Din is just like, I don't want it. Take it. Here you go. And she can't. She refuses. Which does bring up the question, why won't she take it now, like she did with Sabine? But I feel like that lingering question will be answered by the time of The Mandalorian Season 3. A lot of people are pretty upset that she just doesn't take it, but she takes it in Rebels, but I don't get why people are upset about this. I mean, that's not what I got. I was like, why won't she take it? What's going on there? I feel like it's going to be a very interesting perspective that we're going to have in Season 3 of The Mandalorian. So now Din Djarin, by complete accident and technicality, is the present wielder of the Darksaber in the Star Wars galaxy. What will this mean for Season 3? Will we see Din rise up and fill the role that comes with the Darksaber? Or will he find some way to give it to Bo-Katan? Will we actually see Mandalorian Season 3? And could it very well in fact be under the control of Grand Admiral Thrawn? With that tease we got from Ahsoka and the seeds of Thrawn's return being planted, and with Favreau and Filoni coming out and saying that all the new shows coming up are going to be interconnected, my heart is just telling me it could lead up to an Avengers-style in-game type showdown, but who knows? I guess we will just have to wait and see what happens next. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this very lengthy history of the Darksaber. If you did enjoy it, please show your support and hit that like button, and leave a comment down below in the comment section. Tell me what you found fascinating in this history lesson, and if I happen to miss anything. And if you are new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you always stay up to date for more content coming out, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. This is the Nerd Central Hub, reporting from Batuu. May the spires keep you.